Opposition Syrian National Army fighters moved under cover of heavy artillery shelling by Turkish troops. They advanced towards Nareb. The town was a rebel stronghold until 2 weeks ago, when along with the city of Saraqeb, it fell into the hands of Syrian government troops. The UN says the offensive by the Syrian army has resulted in the largest displacement of civilians since the start of the conflict 9 years ago.
We remain very alarmed about the safety and protection of over 3 million civilians in Idlib and its surrounding areas in the northwestern part of Syria, as reports of airstrikes and shelling continue to take a heavy toll on the civilian population.
In retaliation for the death of 2 of its soldiers in an attack blamed on the Syrian army, the Turkish Defense Ministry said dozens of Syrian soldiers were killed and military vehicles destroyed. Turkish officials warned of an imminent military offensive if Syrian troops don't pull out of the demilitarized zone.
Turkey is a sovereign and independent state. It takes its own decisions. We'll make necessary decisions and soldiers will act accordingly. We will establish the ceasefire even if we have to use force.
With the fighting showing no signs of abating, thousands of internally displaced continue to converge in Idlib city.
I
hope the Turkish-backed operations will alleviate our sufferings, because that's the only way we can return to our homes and our villages.
The international community keep talking about peace, but we know we will only go back to our villages if the Turks launch an offensive.
Turkey has expanded its military presence in Idlib following the death of 13 of its soldiers in Idlib earlier this month. Officials here insist their troops were deployed to establish peace and provide humanitarian assistance to the hundreds of thousands of people who fled government military campaign. It's too early to determine at this stage whether the offensive by the Turkish-backed rebels in Nareb and Saraqeb is part of a major campaign to retake territory lost over the last few months or just a limited operation. But since Turkey and Russia have not agreed on how to implement a ceasefire and push the Syrian army behind the demilitarized zone, fighting is likely to continue. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Hatay.